welcome in to Stacking the Inbox with the Show live edition, just in case people wanted to come in and kind of see what we're all about. I'm going to do a live presentation of the Stacking the Inbox Combine tool for 2024. For those that may not know, this is something that I did last year for stackingtheinbox.com subscribers, and I will be doing again for stackingtheinbox.com subscribers. So just make sure that you are subscribed to stackingtheinbox.com. Today's the last day to get your first month for $4. Every month after that is only $5, and you get film studies, articles, big boards, data, opinion pieces, all kinds of stuff for $5 a month over at stackingtheinbox.com. So make sure that you are subscribed to that. So today, like I said, this is going to be a little bit different. This will be sent out in article form with the link to the tool for stackingtheinbox.com subscribers. But just wanted to go ahead and make sure that you guys knew and do a little demonstration for the new tool. So here we go. So as you can see, a little bit different interface of what we're normally used to at the stackingtheinbox.com subscriber. I've added a radar chart or a spider chart, as some people may call. But I got two different comparison tools. I got a percentile tool over here, over in column B. And then over here, I have a comparison tool where you can compare the prospects in column L, the first column. And in column 2, you can compare those prospects in this year's draft to prospects or the more, I guess you would say, first-round draft picks, all pros, pro bowlers, the more famous of those position coaches or position players in the NFL currently, and what they did at the combine and what they did measurement wise and everything. What is interesting and different this year, last year, I had every position have its own comparison tool. This year, let's combine it all, make it easier for you guys so you can choose which position you want in both of these, and they are independent of each other. And you can pull up the measurements. So looking over here, the percentile rank, some of the stuff to keep in mind is like T'Vondre Sweat, who's 366 pounds. That's not going to factor in to any of this. So you got to keep an open mind and do a little bit of common sense comparison when you're talking about someone like T'Vondre Sweat. But today, since we had Braden Fisk's stuff ready, I went ahead and just loaded it up, put it on for him. And so you can see that right now that he may be a little short, which we kind of knew. He's in the 58.3% percentile of the current prospects, so 2024 prospects. And this is for the veterans, which I'll show you where the veteran list comes from, and you'll be able to see that yourselves. But this is something you completely play around. Over here, you see the spider chart, and that will change per person. So let's put up Brandon Dorlus. And as you can see, it changes for Brandon Dorlus. Blue is to compare him to the 2024 prospects. Red to all the veterans. So that's how that works. Over here, just because it's red does not mean it's bad. It just means it's lower or higher, depending on the drill, than the person you're comparing them to. So just make sure you know that's necessarily not bad. That's why I have the percentile ranks over here. Also, if you read Mike Herndon's piece over at paulkarski.com, you will have gotten a link to a PFF article that talks about the drills, the measurements that matter most for certain position groups. So when you change the position, you'll see different things go dark blue with white font. That right there is to tell you those are important metrics to watch out for. So if you go to wide receiver, it will change to arm, hand, 10-yard split, vertical leap. You go to if you go to cornerback, it goes to RAS, weight, 10-yard split, vertical leap. Now you'll notice that when you change this, it does not change it over here. So you have to change it over here if you want to see something different. But when you change this goes invalid. So that means that Brandon Dorlus is obviously not a cornerback. So you have to choose a new cornerback. And let's do Cam Hart. And you'll see over here, Cam Hart right there. So there you go. And you see that it says it 92.9 in red. It's just because those are the lower percentiles compared to the 100 percentiles that he's in for his weight and everything else. So again, sometimes the color does not necessarily mean good or bad. That's why you kind of have to look at all these things. So much like last year, in these tabs, you have all the players and you'll have all their measurements and they're all color coded. Down here, you have the veterans. These will always be organized and you cannot change these, organized by RAS. These up here for every tab, all of them down here, you have filters. So you can filter however you want. This was requested last year. Let's go to height. So you have that way for you guys to be able to kind of play around when all these are filled out. So let's go to the DL. Let's put this back to A to Z. So you can see the DL is mostly filled in with a lot of information. So let's say who has the highest wingspan. That would be Mason Smith, highest wingspan. So something to come back to and play around with as the weeks go on. This will always be available for you. Pro Day players will be added in later. If you'll look over here, you'll see a tab for raw data that you cannot mess with. This is where I just put in all my information and it transfers over to the other place. That will oftentimes be hidden. So no reason for you to even worry about raw data. You can't even touch it. But everybody will be able to filter. Everybody will be able to play with this. You can't play with anything else. If you try to, obviously you can see that put stacking the inbox on everything. So hopefully nobody would try to steal this, but just in case they would try to screenshot it and share it as their own information, I will always be able to be credited. So I would just really appreciate you guys just don't steal stuff. And but other than that, you know, we'll be filling this in all weekend. This is just something I enjoy doing, something I enjoy comparing things to. This is only for paid members, only for subscribers. They'll be able to see this full video. The free people is, but the link for it will only be available to paid subscribers. So this will not be for free. You have to pay because I put in a lot of hours and a lot of work, and you know what? People should get paid for the work that they do. And especially something useful like this for Titans fans. If you like this, there will be the two-tone blue dude tool that will be released later. That will be by position. It won't be, you know, everything in one sheet, but it will be by position. That will take Titans decision makers draft history from the franchises they've been, aggregate some, not only just the on-field measurements or these combine measurements, but their on-field stats. And it's going to be pretty close to tell you what the Tennessee Titans would probably lean to doing. And that will be for a bunch of different positions. So that'll be good for you guys as well. Other than that, this has been a live edition of Stacking the Inbox, a demonstration of the 2024 Combine tool, one of the many tools coming your way for paid subscribers of stackingtheinbox.com. So make sure you go over there and subscribe today. That will do it. This has been Stacking the Inbox with the show, and your ears and your eyes and your inbox have just been stacked.